Hi everybody, it's time for Church of Spirituality. This is Annette Dion and it's December 26th, 2021. Thank you for being here. It's been a lot of church over the past couple days. So here we are again. Not going live today. I did enjoy going live, but just so you know, it took about 6 to 8 hours for me to upload a live video. So in order to avoid that today, so you get to see the service by the end of the day, we're going to just upload this when it's done. This service is divided into 2 parts, 30 minutes each. The sermon is in the second half, and that's for ease of uploading, so it doesn't take all day. When I have stronger Wi-Fi, that's going to be better, I think. So welcome, and if you can create a quiet space around you, that works best. And let's get started. Today is the feast of Saint Stephen, who was a Christian saint. I think he was like the first one. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and it's also called Boxing Day in the UK, I believe, and maybe in Canada too. I don't know if I have any Canadian followers. I think it is. And also we're going to just commemorate and just pay tribute a little bit to the Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa, who passed away at the age of 90 over the weekend. And I do have a quote from him that I want to mention. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. So that's Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And we heard his name a lot in the 90s when the very unfortunate situation of apartheid was happening in South Africa. And we know that, that doesn't really end. It's kind of, we're praying for that to end. Kind of an ongoing story, but it was really intense then, and he really did work so hard for justice. So I kind of put him in the same category as Nelson Mandela. The theme for December has been invoking the Prince of Peace. Today's sermon is the nobility of peace. Happy Kwanzaa. And let's see. If the messages you receive today are helpful and uplifting, please consider sharing. I want to also just say thank you to those of you who participated, who watched the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day service. It meant a lot. It was really special, and I look forward to doing it again next year for Christmas. So we're going to start with just a little bit of instrumental music. We're still in the Christmas season, so I just want to play some Christmas season music. And I know that for a lot of people, just right after the holiday, right after a big sort of holiday like Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, with the gifts and the travel and the visiting and the merriment and the uplifting, right afterwards, there tends to be a kind of a downslide in the collective energy just in general. So let's all just make an effort to bring it up, to find our peace, to find our lightness, to find our inspiration, to know that it's always available, just like peace is always available. We just have to kind of practice. So it comes from within. We just have to kind of nurture that and, work on that. So we're going to bring it up. We're going to lift the energy for the collective. So I'll just play a few hymns, and you can take this opportunity to just quiet things down. Let's see. We'll start with this one. today is the feast of Saint Stephen, and let's see. So there's a traditional hymn called Good King Wenceslas. Saint Stephen was I think he was like the first Christian saint or something like that. Anyway, here it goes. Wenceslas. So welcome, and let's go to our program. Let us start with our mission statement. Take a deep breath, get in the present moment, all is well. We'll be singing that in a minute. We believe we are all connected to divine intelligence, continually moving through all of life and through all living things. We remember to always align ourselves with this divine presence to create healing miracles in our own lives, positively affecting the lives of all those we come into contact with, seen and unseen. We believe that the kingdom of heaven resides within each one of us and that love is all there is. We know and acknowledge that we are one. Okay, so Church of Spirituality was created by me to in an effort to bring people out of the dogma and the laws and the rules of the organized church and to just kind of bring it up to present day in terms of honoring the spirit within us. I basically created this church as a place for people to go who have given up church. But if you still go to church, that's totally fine. I'm all about that too. I draw from Ernest Holmes' The Science of Mind, not to be confused with Scientology. Ernest Holmes lived in the time that Christian Science came to be also, and Course in Miracles a little bit later, and also the Bible. So, and I draw from different sources too. Like today we have a reading from Emmett Fox, who was along the same lines as Ernest Holmes. And there's Eric Butterworth, and there's all kinds of different writers, especially from that time period, that took the principles from the Bible and put them in metaphysical terms. So, let us go to our chants. If you can make this a quiet time, to have a quiet space right now, you deserve it. You owe it to yourself, especially if you've been running around for the holidays. It's a time to decompress. It's a time to be present. It's a time to really pay attention to our breathing. And it's mostly, especially importantly, it's a time to have fellowship with each other. So no matter when you're watching this, it's just know that others are in fellowship with you also. When I can go live and it doesn't take so long to upload the live video, then we'll be doing it live again too. That was really fun Christmas Eve and Christmas to go live. It just took so long to upload the videos. So we're going to do our healing chants, which we always do. And these are just little chants to take you through your everyday activities. The first one is All is Well. All is well, 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 all is well. One more time. All is well. feel like sometimes things feel like they're not well, and sometimes we just have to remind ourselves when things feel like they're not well, it's just temporary. Okay, the next one is I forgive everyone. So anybody who's gotten on your nerves or I forgive everything, you could say too. This is good to just chant in your mind, not in front of people, in your mind. Really good one to do while you walk. I forgive everyone, I forgive everyone, I forgive everyone, forgive everyone, I forgive everyone, and with God's help I forgive everyone, especially myself. Now we'll say we. We forgive everyone, we forgive everyone, we forgive everyone, forgive everyone, we forgive everyone. With God's help, we forgive everyone, especially ourselves. One more time. We forgive everyone, we forgive everyone, we forgive everyone, forgive everyone, we forgive everyone. With God's help, we forgive everyone, especially ourselves. It's always better to go neutral than to go into being angry, right? So the next one is I move at God's pace. We probably are very aware that usually we go way faster than we need to. And we can get ourselves into quite a state. And that can even be when we're thinking too fast or too much. So this one goes like this. I move at God's pace and I receive God's guidance. God provides abundantly, I have no fear at all. Then we always say we. We move at God's pace and we receive God's guidance. God provides abundantly, we have no fear at all. One more time. We move at God's pace and we receive God's guidance. God provides abundantly, we have no fear at all. If we really pay attention, we can notice that God provides abundantly. God provides really everything that we need abundantly if we stay in faith and we ask, and sometimes it's right away, sometimes we have to practice being patient. But God is always present and gracing us with his or her presence. We speak of God in kind of general terms. We don't really think of God as a bearded man in the sky. We say Father, Mother God, we say life, we say source, you can say divine intelligence, whichever you prefer. We're acknowledging the mysterious force that is the source. I like that, the mysterious force that is the source. Okay, so let's go into our prayer time. So during this time, I want to, let's read our mission statement first. We believe we are all connected to divine intelligence, continually moving through all of life and through all living things. We remember to always align ourselves with this divine presence to create healing miracles in our own lives, positively affecting the lives of all those we come into contact with, seen and unseen. We believe that the kingdom of heaven resides within each one of us and that love is all there is. We know and acknowledge that we are one. So it's time for our prayer. So in a quiet space, maybe if you have children, you can have them pray with you, or if you have animals, they can pray with you too, but just the point is to be quiet. So I'm going to play a little chant as a prelude to the prayer time, and it goes like this. So if you could close your eyes and keep in mind things that you want to have prayers for. I'll have a few seconds of silence for that in the prayer. And close your eyes, take a deep breath, bring all your awareness to the present. Deep breath. We are one in spirit, we co-create with God. We lift our prayers up to the light, expanding love in thoughts. Our lift our prayers up to the light, expanding loving thoughts. Ahom, Ahom, Ahom. Settling into the breath, keeping your focus on breathing deeply, slowly, as we pray. Dear God, as we become still, we remember the words in the Bible, in the book of Psalms, be still and know that I am God. We recognize the I am is within us. Be still and know that I am God. We thank you for this fellowship, for the presence of each and every person who is watching this video, no matter what time or what place. We know we are all connected in this one mind consciousness. We thank you for the blessings and the gifts that we have received, particularly over the past few days. And we ask that where we may have felt less than, we recognize that that's an error in our perception and that you are always present and available. So we bring to mind all the blessings in our lives and we give thanks for your grace and your never failing to be present with us and working through our lives. Dear Lord, on this day after Christmas, December 26, 2021, we lift up this country and we lift up this world and all the challenges that we face. We know that no challenge is too great for you, even though in our eyes it looks insurmountable sometimes. We know that by aligning with you, dear Lord, with the divine intelligence that you are, we can do all things through you. We thank you for the peace of this season. We ask that you be with those who are mourning the loss of loved ones, the shut-ins, the elderly. We ask that you be with those who are homeless, those who have suffered from natural disaster, aftermaths. We ask you to assist those in war-torn countries, to help the hungry to be fed and the homeless to be sheltered. We ask for healing the divisiveness in the United States. Dear Lord, please show us a cure for COVID, and please bring us from a place of fear into harmony, patience, and trust. Slow us down, Lord. Help us to be better stewards of your love and your light. And as we finish this year, please make us more reflective and more committed to making this world a more happy, joyous, and peaceful place with your help. And we take a few moments to bring to mind prayers for loved ones, friends, family that need our prayers. We thank you for the healing. We thank you for all evidence that you are always with us. And we ask you to grant us patience and trust and faith. In the name of Christ and the light, we release this prayer to the divine law to allow it to do its work, and thank you. And so it is. Amen. It's always good to pray. It's easy to put it off, but it's always good to pray. Very much so. To just get still. Thank you. So the theme for December has been invoking the Prince of Peace. Today's sermon is the nobility of peace. And we are taking a reading from the Gospel according to Luke, 3 days in a row now. It's a continuation of the story of Jesus' birth. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." That was a prophecy, what I just read. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. So that's the story of the three kings, and of course we're going to play We Three Kings. Let's see. That one, right? Okay, so that concludes the first section of church, and stay tuned for part 2. Please watch part 2. It's important.